really fast start, and there's Cameron, the head coach of the 67's, and yes, they certainly want to get things going. Turn back on home ice, and 4 new guys in this lineup. Really, Sam McHugh back in the lineup, but he was injured in his very first game after coming over for a trade. So you've got 4 big bodies in the lineup, 3 up front, 1 on the back end. It'll be interesting to see how those 4 add to this already outstanding 67's hockey team.
Puck goes off the stick of Kingwell over the end glass and out of play, and we'll have another face-off inside the Ottawa zone.
And there's Gatineau's GM, and now standing in his head coach, Serge Beausoleil. They've got some holes to fill on this team right now, second last in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Had a chance to talk to Brent Sullivan, their assistant coach, before the game. It's a team that works hard, but he said they've got to work for everything that they're getting. So Ottawa has to be very careful with the way they approach this game.
Alley wins the draw. Trying to get the puck back over near side for Rusey, and play called offside at the Gatineau line.
Yeah, Vandenberg put himself offside, just tipping the puck in, but advancing. You see right here, he's in before the puck crosses the line, so face off just in front of the Gatineau bench.
Alley out there with Florent and number 61, Peter Legostayev. 67's countering with Vandenberg, Ekberg, and Kingwell. That's a combination that we haven't seen so far this season. Ishkok sends the puck all the way around the boards. Nice little pass up the middle from Kingwell to Vandenberg. Up the left wing side. Shot right on by Ekberg and gloved down by Shaika.
You know, that's one of the things that Sullivan told me that they have to be careful of, is the speed from the Ottawa 67's coming through the neutral zone. And a great little pass there from Vandenberg onto the stick of Ekberg, and he gets it off right away. And you're going to see these teams move through the neutral zone very quickly as you have a look at one of the newcomers in Nick Sema. Won a Memorial Cup with the Saginaw Spirit a few years ago.
Hawley over the Ottawa line, sends that into the middle, right on goal. Boissel with a chance, and Nelson got the left pad on it. That shot from the perimeter. Blocker stopped by Nelson. Far side, Bows bumps with Boissel. They try to get the puck back to the point. Hewitt in the corner with the flip to the line. Alley couldn't make a play, and a hand pass called as Colin touched the puck after Alley had tried to not only move it forward, move it backward. Hand pass nonetheless.
Here's a great chance from the LA pick right there as Nelson kicks out that left leg, keeping the puck out of the net. But you look at the guys that Jan Eggert brought over at the trade deadline, and you've got some size. David Vitkowski, 6'6", 220. Teddy Spitznagel, 6'3", 187.
Vitkowski on the ice now for the 67's, wearing number 38. That shot from the point deflected in front. Cox lost his stick. Puck goes into the far corner. Back to the point. Gaudreau's shot tipped over the glass and out of play.
Sema, big body as well, 6'3", 205. And he's not afraid to throw the weight around. And you add those 3 in with Sam McHugh, who they brought over a month ago, 6'2", 200. Now you've got a different, feel for the 67's team. They were fast before. They had lots of speed, but now they're big up front as well, and that's going to help them, I think, go on a playoff run and help them go a little bit deeper into the playoffs, but they're going to have to kill off 2-minute minor here.
David Vitkowski in the penalty box. Here's a quick shot. They score! Dylan Alley gives the Olympic a 1-0 lead.
Well, and this is the reason why you can't just look at the standings. You've got to go out there and play, and you take a penalty on the last shift. Puck drops, and 6 seconds into it, a quick shot to the top part of the net. And just like that, Dylan Alley's got his 3rd of the season, puts the Olympiques up 1-0. You can see from that angle right there, a ton of traffic in front of Jaden Nelson. Wasn't able to look around it and get anything on it. Gatineau takes a surprising 1-0 lead 3 minutes into this first period.
Third of the season for Dylan Ali. Gatineau's own has got everybody on the Olympique bench standing up. McHugh knocked off the puck. Dagenet takes it near side, plays it into the corner, comes back to the line. LaRouche into the middle, loose puck, dances in front of the Ottawa goal, and puck finally cleared away. Whitehead for Cohen-Ashkok again to Andre Rummel. Rummel starting it up. Ashkok again sends it into the near corner. Cox on it first. There's Whitehead centering pass down to the line. Ashkok again has to go back and retrieve the puck.
This will be a good test for Ottawa. This is almost playoff atmosphere like, and with a lot of first-year guys in the lineup, it'll kind of give them a taste of what's in store to come.
Milo Serdny plays it around. Florent bounces it into the middle for Legostayev. He goes after it. Buick gets there first, finds Morelli on the far side. Puck ends up on the stick of Whitehead only momentarily. He's checked there by Legostayev. Loose puck, far side. Foster takes a hit, and the puck gets to center.
Whitehead's really lucky. He put himself in a really bad position. Was looking down in his skates looking for the puck, but just at the last second, the Gatineau player turned away and didn't throw a check on him. Whitehead was about 2 feet, maybe 3 feet off the boards, and could have taken a really nasty hit.
Face-off will be outside the 67's blue line in front of their bench. 15:39 left to go here in the opening period. The only goal coming off the stick of Gatineau's Dylan Ali. A power play goal at 2:59. And the 67's looking for the equalizer. Deitch sends the puck the length of the ice. Carbonneau pushes it into the corner. Vandenberg cycles it back down low. Carbonneau tries to play it around the boards near side. Scooped up there by Ekberg. He's ridden out of the play by Russi. Puck comes to the line. Legostayev comes up the right wing side. Puck knocked off his stick, and Alley sends it right back into the Ottawa zone onto the stick of Caleb Deitch. Deitch skates it up. Pass behind Vandenberg, goes down the ice, and icing called against the 67.
Caleb Deitch finally got his first in the Ontario Hockey League last weekend in a winning cause. So congratulations to him. That was, you could tell the relief on his face after he scored that goal and the excitement that his teammates had for him upon getting that one by the goaltender.
And I think that's one of the reasons, that illustration is one of the reasons why the 67's have had such success this year, because they are a cohesive unit. When somebody is thrilled by something, they're all thrilled. Vandenberg held up there by Boissel. Hawley in the corner, comes out, sends it all the way around the boards, back to the line. That one tipped in front. McLennan's shot hit a couple of bodies in front. Now Ekberg trying to spin away from his check. He goes rink wide onto the stick of Bedkowski. Bedkowski's pass for Kingwell at the Gatineau line. Kingwell pinned up against the wall. Ekberg sends it in deep, and a quick shot there by Jasper Kuda off the blocker of Shaikov over the glass into the crowd. Jasper Kuda coming back after a pretty impressive couple of weeks in Minnesota at the World Juniors.
There's Brent Sullivan, senior defensive coach. Played a few years in this league as well, and he's got this group. You can see them as they close the gap very quickly on the 67's, not giving them any time and space in the offensive zone. It's going to have to be a lot of cycling done by Ottawa if they want to create some time and space for themselves.
Sema, Bows, and Koo to the forward line for the 67's. Rummel and Ishkok on the points. Ishkok has it at the Ottawa line, across for Rummel, up the left wing side. Bows tips it in. Sema goes after it. Miliserdny played it to the near corner. Bows had it roll off the end of his stick right to Jan Gaudreau. Puck played in, and with 13:45 left to go here in period number 1, the Olympiques in the Battle of the Ottawa River lead it by a goal.
You're invited to join us for an hour to give. Each week we talk about philanthropy, time, talent, and treasure. You'll learn about what's happening in your community. Join us then.
Welcome to Ottawa in the Know. I'm Julie Finley. I'm happy to be here to show you everything from bike trails to kitchen tales and all the things in between that make Ottawa so great.
Welcome back to the arena at TD Place. Dan Mooney, Colin Zappia, Rowan McCarthy, and our entire Rogers TV crew. So pleased to have you along for the ride here in Game 1 of the Ottawa River battle as Petru crosses the Ottawa line, goes far side, and that ripper by Maxime Dubé, high and wide off the end glass. Carbonneau shot right on, and Nelson got down low, saw it all the way in, and did not allow a rebound.
There you see Spitznagel coming in right away, helping out his defenseman in front of the net, clearing the path for Jaden Nelson after the whistle goes.
Product of the University of Michigan.
Yeah, came up here, didn't get into a game, and decided to come up to Ottawa, help the 67's team finish out the season, and will be a welcome addition with his size.
The same team that former 67 Henry Muse plays for.
And we could say played because
he's out for the year.
He's out for the year with a knee injury.
Clean win by the Olympique. Carbonneau shot kind of mishandled by Nelson. Puck ends up in the far corner. Good forecheck on by the Olympique. Dagenet on the far side. Sear out there as well as Buick carries the puck and backhands it into the Gatineau zone. Shaikov played it all the way around the boards. Hubin intervened, bouncing puck out in front. 67's continue to press.
That was a great job by Frankie Morelli. Good read as he came to the middle of the ice, saw the puck was open, kept it in, and now they're in there forechecking and working the Gatineau defenseman down low.
Along the wall, Dagenet moves that up the middle for Cox. Couldn't quite reach it. Frankie Morelli, rink wide at the Gatineau line for Hubin. Sends it down low. Chitteroni trying to spin away from the check of Alley, loses control of the puck. And McLennan comes around near side for Cox. Loose pass, played all the way back. Gaudreau on the near side. Off the boards. McHugh knocked him off the puck. He's still with it. Sam McHugh centering pass, bounces right to the line. Deach settles it down. Goes all the way across. Bedkowski, his wrister right in, kicked out by Shaikov. Bedkowski once again toward the goal. Pad saved by Shaikov, the rebound. Turned away as well as McHugh got robbed. Deach dances along the line, takes it into the corner, comes back to the line. Bedkowski back for Deach. Foster covering his spot on the point. Deach finds it, gets it back into the corner, centering pass by McHugh, off a skate and scooped up by Jan Gaudreau. Legostayev takes a bump, looking for Florent, it bounces over his stick. Florent cycles it down low. Boissel runs Deach into the boards. 67's come up with a puck, and Foster has it at the Gatineau line. Foster in the corner, ridden out of the play by Boissel. Puck comes loose, and Milosrdny plays it to the near side. It's flipped all the way up by Dumas-Laroche. Jeremy Dumas-Laroche sends it down the ice. Boissel let it go. First man there, icing waved off. Ekberg overskated it, almost ran into a Skokigan. Tried to do it by himself. Hawley on the forecheck, takes a Skokigan into the corner. Puck comes out. Vandenberg there as well. Colin trying to dig it out for the Olympique. Skokigan still with it. Colin gets a stick in the corner. Puck comes loose. The Olympique have it. Petru couldn't make a play. Ends up on the stick of Ekberg. He gets it up to center. Vandenberg couldn't get past his man, Michel Milosrdny. At the line, it's Kingwell. Knocked off the puck by Dumas-Laroche. Vandenberg, 1-on-2 along the half wall. Inside Gatineau territory. Dumas-Laroche plays it off the boards to the line. Bouncing puck. Hops over the stick of Morelli, but he used his body to keep anything else from occurring. Back the other side, Buick up the middle for Morelli over the Gatineau line. His shot off a leg into the end boards. Comes into the corner. Carbonneau for Milosrdny. All the way far side, Seguin. Hit immediately by Buick as soon as he touched the puck. Bow's in there as well, along with Jasper Kuda. They're trying to dig it out. Seguin doing a good job of holding it up. Kuda in on the forecheck. Carbonneau can't get it by Bows. Comes back to the line. Buick shot right on, and Shaikov got a blocker on that. Steered it into the near side. There's a centering pass. Bows with the backhand. Turned away by Shaikov. Bows once again, still with it, cycles it back down low. Seema after it, takes Carbonneau end boards, centering pass, and Dagenet made a good defensive play. There's another chance by Seema. Fired that one looking short side and didn't miss by much. Dagenet with it now. And finally, things are heating up here in the arena. TD plays Dagenet and Morelli. Not liking each other very much at this point.
No, and this is going to be a highly contested battle tonight and then tomorrow afternoon in Gatineau. You get these two teams from different leagues, and there's going to be some bad blood. And you can see there Frankie Morelli going at it with Alex Dagenet. And there's some lots of chatter down here at the benches as well. Sam McHugh going at it with Giovanni Colin. Morelli now in the penalty box. Dagenet will be escorted over there as well. And this is certainly a high temperature game, and exactly what this Ottawa team needs is you have a look at the last shift for the 67's in zone. Lots of scoring opportunities. Good job by Shaikov staying with everything. There's the trip on Spencer Bows, and that might be the call that they made. I'm not sure what the original call was. It was to Gatineau, but the odd thing was is the Gatineau player had touched the puck and he had full control of it in the defensive zone, and they came out with it through the neutral zone, and that's when the whistle went.
Now, Maxime Dubé is in the penalty box also for the Olympique. Just Frank Morelli in the box for the 67. So it's Dubé and Dagenet in the penalty box, and the 67's are going to be on the power play.
Yeah, Dubé got the original call. I don't know what it was for. I didn't see it. And then, of course, Dagenet and Morelli going at it after the whistle, after the big hit, just inside the blue line. And all that would have been avoided if the referee had just blown his whistle when Gatineau originally had possession of the puck.
That was a pretty heated segment. Skokigan off the face-off across. Kuda back for Skokigan. Whitehead on the other point. He's got it now. trades passes with Ishkok down for Kuda. Kuda looked to go back to the point, and it hit the stick of Sege and forces the 67's all the way back.
Yeah, they telegraphed that one right there. Pretty easy for Gatineau to get a stick on it. So you could tell that Kuda was going back to the point.
There's Kuda, sends it all the way around the boards onto the stick of Foster, gets it back to the near point of Ishkok along the wall for Vandenberg. Tried to get it down low for Foster, that intercepted by Dumas LaRouche, and here's Whitehead, moves that back out in front, Kuda's shot, hits a couple of sticks and the rebound, cleared away.
Yeah, the Olympiques doing a nice job keeping Ottawa to the outside, and when that puck came to the middle of the ice, it was quickly shot down the ice. Ishkok got a piece of it, but wasn't able to keep it in the zone.
There's Whitehead, far side. Plays it off the end boards, looking for Sema. Cox intervenes and sends it 200 feet.
The 67's now make some changes as they get power play unit number 2 on the ice.
Rummel drops it back for Sam McHugh. McHugh, far side, Bedkowski sends it in. McHugh wasn't expecting the return feed as quickly as it came back. Ekberg gets it to the near point. Rummel, Ekberg along the wall. Tried to go rink wide, hits a stick, goes over the glass and out of play.
Yeah, again, another one that's telegraphed, and that one's tough when you're trying to go cross ice that far. Ekberg wasn't too far off the boards when he tried to make that pass across. Easy play for the Olympique defenseman to get a stick in that passing lane and tip the puck up and out of play. 24 seconds left to go on the man advantage for the 67's. They've had some chances, but just haven't gotten anything towards the net.
McHugh in the circle. For a moment, Sema moves in after McHugh got waved out against Simon Xavier Cyr. LaRouche sends it all the way around the boards just beyond the reach of Bedkowski. Andre Rummel scoops up the loose puck and starts away for the final rush with the 67's man advantage. Played in by Sema. Rummel back to the line for Bedkowski. Bedkowski skates it in. Bedkowski behind the Gatineau net, back out in front. Ekberg fired that one. It's a body in front. Dumas LaRouche picks up the loose puck, sends it down the ice right at Jaden Nelson, nullifying an icing.
That might have hit Nick Sema in front of the net. There was definitely room for that puck to get through. This Gatineau's goaltender, I don't think, was able to see it with the screen in front.
Russi sets up the shot, fell, got it away, didn't get as much on it as he wanted. And Boissel moves it all the way across. LaRouche shot, knocked down by Nelson. Loose puck scooped up by Colin. Howley has it. Back out. Once again, LaRouche fired that one, and Nelson got a stick on it. Hawley once again. Centering pass onto the stick of Nick Sema. He starts out. Plays the puck to the open wing. 67's looking for a change. Sema got it in front of the Gatineau bench. Not very deep as the puck goes in to the Gatineau zone. Hubin after it, and the loose puck sent right out to center. Buick knocked it down. Legostaya inside the zone, offside called at the Ottawa line with 5:47 left to go here in period number 1. The Gatineau Olympiques lead 1-0.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
No doubt Dave Cameron might have a few things that he'd like to say to his team once they get into the dressing room after the first period. 5:47 left to go. Gatineau with a 1-0 lead, and the 67's appearing a little frustrated, Zap.
There's not much he's going to say to them, not much to change up. They just got to stick the course here. But they have to realize that Gatineau came to play, and we talked about it off the start. When you fire your coach, that can be a momentum changer for sure, and they're certainly playing tonight, it looks like, with a lot more pace and very different styles of play in the Ontario Hockey League and the Quebec Maritime Hockey League. And Ottawa has to adjust to it quickly.
Chitteroni moves in, sharp angle shot. That one off the leg of Dylan Alley, and he came up hurting a little bit. Bouncing puck knocked down by Florent, sent right at the 67's net, and a blocker stop by Nelson ends up on the stick of Hubin. He leaves it for Frank Morelli, and the 67's will make changes. Bedkowski starting up for Ottawa, left wing pass for Deitch, back up the middle for Foster. He's forced to put the brakes on, able to backhand it in, but then takes a push into the boards directly in front of the penalty box here at the arena at TD Place. Here's Whitehead, back to the point. Deitch goes all the way across for Bedkowski. He spins and fires right to Sam McHugh. McHugh trying to turn away from Sear, got it out in front, but picked up there by Milos Serdny and backhanded the length of the ice, icing called against Gatineau.
You know, you look at the points. Gatineau, their top point getter's got 26 points. Their leading goal scorer has 11 goals. So not a ton of offense coming out from this team. It's not like you're playing against the top line. It almost seems like you're playing against, 4 second and third line type lines. And Ottawa, probably not used to that. A lot of the teams in the Ontario Hockey League can take advantage of the fourth line, sometimes of the third line. But this Gatineau team, they've got a ton of jump, and they're getting right in Ottawa's face. They're not giving them any opportunities. The only real thing that we saw was right off the opening faceoff where Ottawa had a chance to go down and get a scoring opportunity. But since then, it's been a very even game. A lot of people thought this might be a cakewalk.
Sear reverses the flow onto the stick of Jeremy Dumas-LaRouche to center. Played into the Ottawa zone. Cox loses it in skates, and it comes out Vandenberg. Had to put on the brakes, starting it up. Dagener right on him, and as soon as a 67 touches the puck, there's a white jersey on him.
Well, that's the thing. They're right in their face, not giving them anything to work with. So Ottawa's got to get skating a lot, moving the puck side to side, creating some opportunities, and then get right into the forecheck hard.
Kingwell back to the line. Morelli, his wrister into the skates of Spencer Bowes, sends it into the corner. Carbonneau plays it all the way around the board. 67 still with it. Puck right out in front of the Gatineau net, and Carbonneau was able to clear the zone. Bowes, Sema on the near side, played it up the middle, hoping it would get through. No such luck. Gatineau got it out. 67's fire it right back in. Bowes in the corner, holding it up. Here's Bowes, bouncing puck, scooped up there by Maxime Dubé. Gets to the Ottawa line, plays it in. Gatineau will change. 2:25 remaining here in the opening period.
Morelli going to slow things down and make a change as Bedkowski now waits for the forward group to make a full change before he heads up the ice.
Bedkowski gets to center, plays it in. Gaudreau tried to knock it down. Here's Foster along the wall. Tried to go back behind the Gatineau net. That closed off. Hawley moves it to the line. Moves it out. Colin couldn't make a play. Deitch goes across. Here's Bedkowski. His pass up for Sema. Tipped all the way into the Gatineau zone, and icing called against the 67.
Nick Sema does not like that one right there. And that's the Ontario Hockey League linesman making that call. The 67's now forced to take this defensive zone draw with 1:51 left to go in the first period. Gatineau makes a change, gets some fresh bodies out there.
Ali, Flora, and Legostayev up front for the Olympiques. The 67's countering with Sema, Foster, and Sam McHugh. Ali in the corner. Foster runs him out of room. Deitch plays it far corner. Florent after it. Taken out of the play by Bedkowski. Puck along the wall. 67's not having a lot of room here in this one. Deitch gets to center, tries to flip it in, but Ali was all over him. Long pass ends up on the stick of Connor Buick. Buick stops behind his own goal. Whitehead with some steam. Rink wide pass for Foster. Nice return feed for Whitehead. Whitehead moving in. Gets the shot on goal. Puck dances along the line. And Shaikov able to finally find it and hold it for a whistle.
That squirted loose just underneath him, and Nick Whitehead with a ton of speed through the neutral zone makes a move around the defenseman, cuts across, and you can see it goes off the pad and he kicks it just off the side of the net. Didn't know where it was for a second, but was able to figure it out, cover up, and now the 67's with 1:01 have an offensive zone draw as they try to draw even in this first period. Cooper Foster taking the face-off against Nicholas Petru.
Clean win by Foster. Buick played it into the middle. Petru there to pick it up for the Gatineau Olympiques over the Ottawa line. Petru into the middle. Buick got in the way of that one, stopping Gabriel Seguin's progress. Carbonneau for Dumas LaRouche. His wrister hits a body in front. Loose puck scooped up by Foster for Whitehead. Whitehead trying to get around Carbonneau, and he runs him out of room. Morelli into the middle. Foster didn't have a lot of time, and the puck trickled right into Shaikov, and that's the success that the Olympiques are showing right now that is frustrating the Ottawa 67's. 19 minutes and 30 seconds into this opening period, and now Sam McHugh and Gabriel Seguin get to know each other a little better behind the Gatineau goal.
Yeah, and that's why you bring a guy like Sam McHugh in. Not afraid to mix it up, big body. He's going to get in the face of the opposition if you're trying to take advantage of one of the star players, as they tried to roughhouse Cooper Foster after the whistle, and McHugh said, no, you're going to have to come through me. You're not going through Foster.
Face off to the left of Shaikov. Vandenberg working against Simon Xavier Cyr. Vandenberg out. Kingwell in. Cyr wins the draw. Olympique get the puck to center. Cox moves it into the middle. Cyr forced wide. Backhand played behind the Ottawa goal. Dagenet on the far side. Cox picks it up. Gets it back out in front. Rummel knocked to the ice as he tried to move it deeper into the corner. Back out in front. And a quick shot there by Dagenet. Nelson was able to make the stop, but lost control of the puck as the horn sounds to end the opening 20 minutes, and here we go.
A lot of pride on the line for these two teams and these two leagues, and you're going to see a lot of stuff after the whistle, especially when you get a big scramble in front of the net like we're going to show you right now, and it came off a really good chance. Wide open in the high slot right there was Alex Dagenet, and he gets the shot off very quickly. Jaden Nelson had to be sharp as he was. Then it continued there. Nelson got down low, and then you see everybody mixing it up in behind the net, grabbing a dance partner, and I don't think there will be any penalties arising from that. But we'll wait and see. A pretty good period, though, for both these teams, and Gatineau certainly surprised right off the start. Didn't take them long when they got their first power play opportunity, scored 6 seconds into that to make it 1-0, and Ottawa just wasn't able to get anything by Shaikov in that first period.
And defensively, they were very, very solid. As soon as a member of the 67's even thought about touching the puck. There was a white jersey on him immediately, and that is the reason why they're able to take a 1-0 lead into the dressing room after 20 minutes. Shots on goal in that first period by the 67's 10 and by the Olympiques 8. Rogers TV will be broadcasting the memorial for late OHL Commissioner David Branch on Saturday, January 24th at 1 p.m. at the Tribute Community Center in Oshawa. The ceremony, entitled Celebration of Life, David Branch, will be live on all of our Rogers TV and OHL affiliates across Ontario. 1-0, the Olympic lead after 20 minutes. We'll be back.
The Snowsuit Fund is an incredible charity here in Ottawa that is grassroots. Simple mission. Let's make sure all kids in Ottawa who need them get snowsuits. The Snowsuit Fund gets no government funding, which is why the 50-50 is so critical in raising funds to help the Snowsuit Fund buy snowsuits. Today we're going to change someone's life. Someone is going to win over $500,000, and the Snowsuit Fund is going to make sure they have enough funds to buy kids snowsuits every winter.
We have got Chantel on the phone. Good morning, Chantel. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing really good.
Very good. Now, we know that you are a big supporter of the Snowsuit Fund, and you bought a ticket for the 50-50 way back in November, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Yes.
that was been a while.
Yes. No, it's really awesome.
You want to
No.
say it? You want to say it?
Chantel!
Come on, Chantel. You're the winner. You're the winner.
Oh my God.
And of course, it's all in support of the Snowsuit Fund, so a lot of snowsuits going to a lot of young kids now, and you're a part of that support. You're the big winner. It is official. Chantel, over $500,000. Congratulations!
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
This week on Canada Files, Indigenous leader Phil Fontaine, who was the one who raised the issue of Indian residential schools in Canada and received an apology from the Prime Minister and the Pope.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
We're back with 67's hockey on Rogers TV. The Olympiques have a 1-0 lead after the first period, but around the rest of the OHL, another busy week full of action, highlights, and huge saves, and we're happy to bring them to you now.
Headed to the St. Mary's Lincolns, Erie Otters prospect Vaughn Barr is the GOHL prospect of the week. Barr stood tall between the pipes on Friday, turning aside 21 shots in a 9-1 win over Sarnia. He shut the door for his third shutout of the season on Saturday, making 31 saves as the Lincolns beat the visiting Listowel Cyclones 6-0. A 16-year-old from St. Mary's, Barr was Erie's 10th-round pick last spring from the Huron-Perth Lakers. He's 10-2-1 on the season with a 2.16 goals against average and .923 save percentage. Barr will suit up in Tuesday's GOHL Top Prospects game in Peterborough. Enjoying a successful week in the win column with the Flint Firebirds, forward Charlie Murata is the OHL Rookie of the Week, scoring while adding 2 assists as the Birds went 3-0. Murata scored his second goal of the season on Wednesday against Sarnia as Flint prevailed by a score of 7-4.
We're getting back to Pazzi. Pazzi for Murata with a shot and he scores! Charlie Murata! And it's 4-1 Flint!
He chipped in with an assist on a goal by Luca Graziano to open the scoring in Friday's 4-2 win over the Saginaw Spirit. Murata provided an assist on a shorthanded goal by Kevin He on Saturday as Flint triumphed 4-1 over the Kingston Frontenacs. The 8th overall pick of the 2025 OHL priority selection, Murata has 2 goals and 10 points over 33 games this season. The 16-year-old from Scarborough is a graduate of the Don Mills Flyers AAA program. NHL draft prospect Zach Jovanovski is warmed up for this week's Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game, earning Mary Brown's Chicken OHL Goaltender of the Week recognition for the Guelph Storm. Jovanovski helped the Storm collect 3 of a possible 4 points with him in the crease, making 40 saves on Wednesday night in Owen Sound as the Storm beat the Attack 4-1. He helped Guelph grab a point in Peterborough on Saturday night, making 38 saves as the Storm fell 3-2 in a shootout. The 18-year-old is 16, 11-1-2 on the season with a 3.56 goals against average and .893 save percentage. He'll suit up for the Western Conference on Wednesday night in Peterborough. Back from Canada's national junior team, Cole Baudouin is right back into the swing of things as the Cogeco OHL Player of the Week. The Barrie Colts centerman tallied 7 points over 3 victories as the Colts beat Guelph, Brampton, and Oshawa. Baudouin put together 3 multi-point outputs with a goal and 2 assists on Friday night in Guelph, helping the Colts beat his father's former OHL club 6-3. He added a goal and a helper on Saturday in Brampton as the Colts beat the Steelheads 4-1. Baudouin was the game's first star Sunday night in Oshawa, collecting 2 assists in a 4-1 win over the Generals.
Baudouin saw his mates were changing. Good job of just keeping it down low. Now centered out front, Hanser scores!
The 19-year-old Utah Mammoth first-round pick leads Barrie with 48 points over 28 games, with his 1.71 points per game leading the entire OHL.
Well, there you have it. Cole Baudouin continues to stay hot after a strong performance at the World Juniors where Canada took home a bronze. Here inside the arena at TD Place, the Olympiques up 1-0 after the first 20 minutes in this one. We'll be right back with more Ottawa 67's hockey on Rogers TV.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
My name is Card. I'm here with my friends Shane and Monique, and we're getting ready for season 2 of the Fitness Faction on Rogers TV. Join us right here.
Are you a content creator looking to expand your audience and make your voice heard in your community? Rogers TV wants to provide you with a platform to share your hobbies, interests, and stories for free. Visit us to find out more.
Hi, I'm Ian Taylor, Director of Hockey Development with Ontario Minor Hockey. Today we look at tight turns.
The tight turn requires a deep knee bend with weight distributed as evenly as possible on both skates. Pressure should be kept on the outside edge of the lead foot and inside edge of the following foot. To turn tighter, open up the inside foot and put more pressure on the outside edge. The exit phase allows the player to cross over with power after the turn and accelerate in a new direction. It's also crucial to protect the puck. Controlling the puck to the outside of your body and keeping your body between the puck and your opponent. Less is more when it comes to controlling the puck through a tight turn.
Check out more Chalk Talk episodes on Rogers TV and more drills and resources at omha.net.
Very good.
Here's your first period scoring summary. Just the one goal to discuss. Dylan Ali's third of the year on the power play, coming at 2:59. The assist given to Dumalarouche and Petru on the goal. Ottawa outshoots the Olympiques 10-8 in the period. Let's take a look at Ali's goal. Ali, of course, a guy who signed a couple weeks ago, started the year in the CCHL playing with the Rockland Nationals. He's one of a couple players on this team signed out of that league. Here you see him step into the dot and just a bullet that he puts high glove side, beating Nelson on that power play marker. It was just seconds into the odd man advantage for the Olympiques. That's where we stand after the first period of play. The Olympiques up 1-0 here in Ottawa. When we come back, we'll have more 67's hockey for you.
Welcome to Ottawa in the Know. I'm Julie Finley. I'm happy to be here to show you everything from bike trails to kitchen tales and all the things in between that make Ottawa so great.
Some of Canada's most accomplished and fascinating people share their lives, insights, and stories each week on Canada Files. This season, I'll be speaking with former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, music producer David Foster, writer Malcolm Gladwell, and comedian Martin Short, among others. I'm Valerie Pringle. I hope you can join us.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
This is Ben Weiss of the Historical Society of Ottawa. Join us for a new series here on Rogers TV, where we explore Ottawa's fascinating history, the people, places, and events that shape the city we live in today. Join us as we go time traveling exclusively on Rogers TV.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Veteran broadcaster Sam Laprade sheds light on Ottawa's most impactful charities and non-profit organizations by highlighting their amazing work in the community. You can join Sam on An Hour to Give every Saturday on Rogers TV. We just want to remind you one more time that Rogers TV will be broadcasting a memorial for the late OHL Commissioner David Branch on Saturday, January 24th at 1 p.m. at the Tribute Community Centre in Oshawa. The ceremony, entitled Celebration of Life, David Branch, will be live on all our Rogers TV and OHL affiliates across Ontario. Here in Ottawa, the Gatineau Olympiques have a 1-0 lead over the hometown Ottawa 67's. When we come back, we'll have more 67's hockey for you on Rogers TV.
You're invited to join us for An Hour to Give. Each week we talk about philanthropy, time, talent, and treasure. You'll learn about what's happening in your community. Join us then.
The Snowsuit Fund is an incredible charity here in Ottawa that is grassroots. It's a simple mission. Let's make sure all kids in Ottawa who need them get snowsuits. The Snowsuit Fund gets no government funding, which is why the 50-50 is so critical in raising funds to help the Snowsuit Fund buy snowsuits. Today we're going to change someone's life. Someone is going to win over $500,000, and the Snowsuit Fund is going to make sure they have enough funds to buy kids snowsuits every winter.
We have got Chantel on the phone. Good morning, Chantel. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing really good.
Very good. Now, we know that you are a big supporter of the Snowsuit Fund, and you bought a ticket for the 50-50 way back in November, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was been a while.
Yes. No, it's really awesome.
You want to say it? You want to say it? Come on, Chantal, you're the winner! You're the winner!
Oh my God!
And of course, it's all in support of the Snowsuit Fund, so a lot of snowsuits going to a lot of young kids now, and you're a part of that support. You're the big winner. It is official. Chantal, over $500,000. Congratulations!
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Welcome back to Ottawa 67's hockey here on Rogers TV. The Olympique with the 1-0 lead. And as was mentioned before, that goal coming from Dylan Ali. And I said he started the season in the CCHL, the local Junior A League. He's far from the only one. Dano Mino Cerny playing in this game tonight, also a member of the Rockland Nationals in the CCHL. The Olympics signed Peter Legostev from the Brockville Braves earlier this season as well. He started in the CCHL. And Finn Barton played last year for the Carleton Place Canadians when that team was closed by Brent Sullivan, now the assistant coach for the Olympics. One of the reasons you're seeing so much upward mobility from the Junior A level to the CHL is the recent changes to the NCAA Division I program. Now allowing CHL players into that level means that the whole system really has been standardized in a ladder formation where you're going to see more mobility from the Junior A level up to the CHL level. We've seen it across the QMJHL to a greater degree, but there have been a few cases in the OHL as well, and something that probably is good for the state of hockey. Here inside the arena at TD Place, you can see behind me the Olympique heading back out onto the ice to some pretty big cheers. Of course, this team plays not that far from Ottawa. They're in fact their closest rivals geographically. We're just about ready to get set here for the second period, though Ottawa going to be looking to respond if they can. Here to take you through the second period, Dan Mooney and Colin Zappia.
Thanks so much, Rowan. A pretty decent first period for the Gatineau Olympiques against a really tough Ottawa 67's club, and you got to think they got a big lift from that. Zap?
I would think so. I mean, I think, the coaching change certainly made a difference. I was talking to some people in the on the concourse in the intermission, and they were saying it's a completely different team since this coach has taken over, and sometimes that needs to happen. Get a different voice in there. And Brent Sullivan just walked by, and I said, wow, you guys play a really smothering type game. And he says, yeah, we really do. Like, these guys can skate. You look at the teams in the QMJHL, and it's a lot of guys that can really skate. That's the difference. It's a very quick game. It's high-paced skating guys, fast skating. And Gatineau is here to play tonight, and Ottawa was a bit on their heels every once in a while in that first period, but I still think they had the better of the play. They've just got to get a little bit more zone time, get that cycle game going, get on the forecheck, try and wear down the Gatineau defenseman, and then get in front of their goaltender, Shaikov, try and limit his vision of the puck and see if they can get one by him.
You mentioned the speed of QMJHL teams, and their speed generates a ton of offense, and with a ton of offense, that's one of the reasons why you see so many goaltenders from the QMJHL get to the NHL, is because their training and their junior experience kept them so busy.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, that's changed a lot over the last few years. Not as many goaltenders coming out of that league, but certainly it's a skaters league, lots of shots, and you can see there's no quit in any of these guys. They're on it right away, giving the 67's no time, no space to do much of anything.
Buick near side, long rink-wide pass right into the shoulder area of Sam McHugh, and you have to wonder if that's the same one that he hurt and he's just coming back from.
Now, this would be more of a bruise type thing rather than anything else, but hopefully that puck didn't get up into his collarbone, and that's where you could get problems with a bone breaking or whatnot. Hopefully he's all right. It seems to be. He stayed in there. Tough kid. Going to take more than that to keep him off the ice.
Foster, Whitehead, and McHugh up front for the 67's. Here's Cox inside the Ottawa zone, rink wide, off the stick of Simon Xavier Cyr. couldn't get the shot away, and the 67's carry the puck right back into the Gatineau zone, to the line, hops over the stick of Morelli, and he feeds it back for Buick. Now Morelli on the far side. Carries the puck into the Gatineau zone. 67's at the line, keep it alive. Here's Whitehead. Played it back, wasn't expecting Cox to be there. Now he's in alone. Cox moves in, stopped by Nelson.
Now Cox buried that right into the stomach of Jaden Nelson. Didn't really have a scoring touch on that shot. Nelson made a very good stop, but wasn't sure where the rebound went afterwards.
Here's Foster, moves it back. McHugh's shot kicked out by Shaikov. Back the other way come the Olympic Dubé. Dubé moves it over. Sege on the far side on his off wing. Goes in behind the Ottawa net, and he's hit by Bedkowski.
And that's a real good read by Bedkowski. Knew that he was coming around, and Sege had his head down, wasn't aware of Bedkowski's on the ice, and just laid the shoulder into him with a good hit.
Far side, Kingwell's quick shot from a sharp angle off the catching glove of Shaikov. McLennan's intercepted it momentarily. The centering pass picked up by Dubé and sent into neutral ice. Puck goes off a skate. Vandenberg wasn't quite sure where it was. Goes to the far side. Rummel plays it up the boards. Kingwell chips it in deep. Here's Vandenberg trying to get away from McLennan. Kingwell gets it back to the line. Rummel across for Eshkok again. Had no other play but to send it into the near corner. Alley picks up the loose puck for the Olympic. Dubé, far side, moves that one up. Played inside the Ottawa zone. Eshkok again scoops it up and starts away. Rummel knocked that pass down. Kuda inside the Gatineau zone. Kingwell looking short side, tried to put it up over the right shoulder of Shaikov unsuccessfully. Here's Eshkok again. Eshkok again, back to the line. Seema's hard slapper, high and wide off the end glass.
Well, he laid into that one. Real good setup. He just put that one way too high.
There's a quick shot from Legostayev. Another one stopped in front by Nelson. Eshkok again knocks the loose puck, plays it up the wall. Kept in at the line. Nelson steers that to the near side. Boissel in there deep. Legostayev as well. Eshkok again with the loose puck, flips it all the way down the ice. Russi, first man back for the Olympic. Knocked off the puck by Bows. Bows gets it to Kuda. Kuda tried to move it out in front and got behind the Gatineau net and fell. Here's Seema. Seema sends it around, cycles it down for Kuda. Kuda back out in front. Buick shot stopped in front. The rebound scooped up there by Giovanni Collin and played up for Boissel. He was unable to make a play. Hawley intercepts it and sends it all the way down deep. Collin gets around Rummel. Puck out in front. Hawley can't control it. There's a chance for LaRouche, and that kicked away by Nelson. Boissel on the far side, off the wall. LaRouche. Milosrdny sends it into the Ottawa zone. Both teams making changes while the play goes on.
This is a very quick tempo game, playoff-like for sure. There hasn't been any time where you can just coast out there.
Puck sent all the way far side, Ottawa blue line. Deitch for Bedkowski. Deitch gets the return feed, starts up the left wing, gets to center and sends it in. Spitznagel in the corner. Spitznagel after it. Plays it down low. Hubin after it. Being tied up there by Milosrdny. Alex Dagenet trying to dig it loose. Milosrdny tying up his man. Dumas LaRouche has got his man up against the wall. And the 67's try to get it out. Chitteroni taking some punishment in behind the red line. The puck goes to the open wing. Dagenet couldn't make a play. Chitteroni couldn't settle the puck down. Hubin goes after it. LaRouche takes a hit into the end boards. Puck comes near side for Simon Xavier-Cyr. Milosrdny for Dumas LaRouche. 67's intercept. And Whitehead taking some punishment. They're calling it at the blue line and offside, and the 67's don't like the call, and the dancing continues after the whistle.
Well, the physical play certainly heating up. Newcomer Teddy Spitznagel with a massive hit just down the boards from the 67's bench. And then Whitehead got taken down, and you see right there, Zach Hubin came into his defense and just threw a little fake at the Olympic player.
They're just showing on the big screen another hit that Spitznagel experienced.
And there we just showed you where Whitehead got taken down. And you can see Zach Hubin being a good teammate, getting in there right away. With the linesman, referees doing a good job here of keeping everything under control. Nobody going crazy, nothing really awful happening after the whistle. But big chat over here as Dave Cameron is not happy about something. He's going back to the referee group right now. I think they're challenging
that call on the blue line.
I think they're saying it was too many men in the ice.
And that's a linesman call usually.
Usually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I don't know if someone might have come off the bench and joined in.
5 on 5. So a potential offensive threat quashed by some officiating confusion.
So the linesman Pilon from the Q came over, gave an explanation to Dave Cameron, and Dave Cameron was okay with it. So I don't entirely know what they were arguing about. See if I can find out at the TV timeout. I'll have a chat with the linesmen when they come over.
So it's Foster, Spitznagel, and Whitehead up front. Morelli and Buick on the points. Dubé, Gaudreau, and Gabriel Sege up front for the Olympiques. McLennan flips that one. Petru had it hop over his stick. Morelli into the skates of Whitehead. He circles back, regroups, gets to center, sends it in the near corner for Foster. Foster with it. Foster trying to create some space, moves in, looking for Whitehead, had him, but good stick in front by Seguin to block that pass. Here's Morelli for Foster once again. 67's with some offensive pressure. Foster looking for a place to move the puck, drops it back. Whitehead tried to get him the return feed. Spitznagel back to the line. Buick across for Morelli. Nice move to get around Seguin. Sends that one into the slot. Foster back for Buick. Into the corner for Morelli. Morelli drops that one back. Spitznagel ties it up, finds Foster. Foster for Buick. His shot blocked by Dubé, and the puck goes all the way down into the Ottawa zone.
Cooper Foster had a great opportunity in the slot, and instead of shooting it, he tried to make the pass to Nick Whitehead, who was in front of the net. Gatineau did a good job of getting a stick in the way and deflecting that pass out of harm's way.
Here's Collin with some space in the corner. Moved that in front, hits Kingwell, comes back into the corner. Hawley gets away from his check, fired that one, looking short side, didn't miss by much. Boissel on the far side, cycles it back down for Hawley. Hawley along the wall, sends it down low. Collin tried to get it back to the line. 67's gained control. Here's Buick. Comes rink wide, near side for Deitch. Deitch up the wall. Tipped into the zone by Ekberg. Vandenberg after it. Dumas LaRouche took him out of the play. Bouncing puck to the far side. Hawley sends it up the wall. Boissel kicked it in.
And it came back to bite him as the 67s were in there on the forecheck, caused the turnover. Get the puck to Ekberg to the front of the net and are able to capitalize. Where it is right there. Shykov throws it in the corner. Vandenberg right there. Gives it to Ekberg, and he makes no mistake dancing around to the defenseman and the goaltender. His 16th of the season. 30th point, and the 67s have tied this hockey game.
Kingwell might draw an assist on that one, as he might have got his stick on the pass that ultimately ended up to Ekberg for that tying goal. Legostayev, his pass off the skates of Bows, and Kuda sends it right back into the Gatineau zone. Russi, here's a steal by Bows. 67s relying a lot on their forecheck here tonight. Alley couldn't get the puck. Sema intercepted. Here's Kuda in for Sema. Oh, he tried to go 5-hole on Shykov. Shykov had his right pad right up against the post. Tried to go 5-hole and almost did it. 11:27 left to go here in the second period. We're tied at 1 in the nation's capital.
Welcome to Ottawa in the Know. I'm Julie Finley. I'm happy to be here to show you everything from bike trails to kitchen tales and all the things in between that make Ottawa so great.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com.
This week on Canada Files, Indigenous leader Phil Fontaine, who was the one who raised the issue of Indian residential schools in Canada and received an apology from the Prime Minister and the Pope.
Now there's the man of the night so far, Denai Shykov. He played excellent, but unfortunately gave up that scoring chance that the 67s capitalized not too long ago. They get another opportunity right there. And he comes up big with a huge stop on Nick Sema, who was in all alone. And the 67s are back on their game. And they're going to go to the power play. There's Alexandre Carbonneau in the penalty box, and Ottawa looking to take advantage of this and take the lead in the game for the first time.
The number one power play unit out there. Vandenberg, Whitehead, Foster had control, tried to go back to Eshkokagan, and he'd like to have that one back. Eshkokagan for Vandenberg, up the middle, Foster goes far side, Whitehead for Foster. Good swat there by Jeremy Dumas-LaRouche to block that up. Whitehead couldn't get the shot away, had to settle the puck down. Vandenberg, far side for Whitehead. Eshkokagan looks one way, goes back the other way. Whitehead down low, pass out in front. Kuda back for Eshkokagan. Eshkokagan once again finds Whitehead, moves it into the middle, top of the umbrella, comes near side. Kuda back near point for Whitehead. Here's Kuda looking for a shooting lane. Not much there. There's a shot tipped in front, and Shykov kicked it out. Eshkokagan once again has the loose puck. Back to the far point, Whitehead. Near side for Kuda along the wall, back out to the middle. Here's Eshkokagan, moves in, fired that one. Kicked out by Shykov, back to the line. Kuda kept it alive, moved it over for Whitehead. Sear with it, spins and fires the puck the length of the ice.
Now they had a great opportunity. A nice low shot from the point was tipped. It just wasn't able to get by the goaltender. 36 seconds still with the man advantage. They'll have to regroup now after that errant pass.
Andre Rummel. Rummel for Morelli, near side, inside the zone for McHugh. McHugh couldn't make a play, whiffed on his pass attempt, and Rummel forced all the way back. 13 seconds, time for one more rush with the man advantage. Rummel for McHugh, sends it right in. Shaikov steers it into the corner. McLennan finds Gaudreau all the way around the boards. Here's McHugh. McHugh for Sema, far side. Ekberg puts on the brakes, creates some space. Here's Ekberg moving into the middle. Fired that one off a skate wide. Scooped up there by Sear, or make that Cox. Cox at center, flips it in. Pass for Hubin, got a stick on it, couldn't knock it down. Milosrdnik, far side, Hawley, Louis-Etienne Hawley. Gets it to the line, plays it back in deep. Here's Rummel, goes all the way across for Dietz. Left wing, pass up the middle for Sema. Sema tried to move it forward. It's played in by the Olympique. Hawley out there with Boissel. He has it in the corner. Comes back to the line. Milosrdnik has it hop over his stick. Shaikov well out of his net. Milosrdnik played the puck to the open wing, and it bounces all the way down the ice.
Well, Shaikov took a gamble right there, and he made a nice little fake.
Here's a chance inside. Quick pass there. Scooped up by Spitznagel, and the shot from the point from Bedkowski right into the glove of Shaikov.
And a stanchion just fell off the glass, so they're going to have to get the rink maintenance group out here to fix that.
They've got a new one in their hand already, I think.
I don't know if they need a new one. They just need to slide that one back on. Came off. You see,
might need a ladder.
Yeah, they'll have to get that one slided up from the top down, but make sure they hold that one on the other side so it doesn't come off. No ladder required, it seems. Something I've never said.
I feel your pain.
So does most of my family.
Well,
there it is. Bing, bang, boom, done. Although they're still looking. They might have to put one of those caps on the top of the glass. Are they still there? Nope.
No, they don't have those anymore.
Still looking at it, though, just to make sure. I mean, I think what they've got to do is they might need that ladder to jam that piece down into the boards, and that looks like what they're going to be doing. So
this has been a very different second period than in the first. Yes, it's very, very close checking by both teams, but the 67's have been able to generate a little bit more offense here in this second frame, out shooting the Olympique to this point in the period by a 10-4 margin.
Well, I think they readjusted in that first intermission. They saw what the Olympique were bringing to this game, and it was lots of speed, lots of swarming pressure as well. Ottawa didn't have any time and space in that first period, and it looks like they've kind of ratcheted up their own speed as you have a look there at the piece of the stanchion down on the glass, or on the ice, excuse me, off the glass. And that's all fixed up, ready to go. It seems like they're ready to get back underway.
And when we do get back underway, it'll be a face-off to the left of Danai Shaikov. Dumas-LaRouche, rink wide for Sear, takes a bump. Loose puck goes all the way in toward the Ottawa goal, and a penalty coming to the 67's. We're going to see the Gatineau power play once again.
And it didn't take them long in the first period to get on the board. It's going to be Nick Whitehead going off the ice for 2 minutes or less. And Whitehead will go off for hooking. You saw it there on the replay, and there he is in the penalty box. Ottawa's penalty kill has been moving up slowly in the percentage. They've been doing a lot better lately. Way up, but they've got to face a power play they haven't seen before, know much about.
Petru, Sear, Boissel up front, Alley, and Jeremy Dumas-Larouche on the points for this power play. 67's countering with Spencer Bowes, Thomas Vandenberg, Connor Buick, and Frank Morelli. Loose puck just beyond the reach of Bowes, ends up on the stick of Buick, and he sends it back into Gatineau territory. Dumas-Larouche. Oh, stick up high, and Vandenberg is going to get a penalty here. 67's touch it up, and the Olympiques will have a 5-on-3 for at 1:25 or less.
And Vandenberg looking towards the bench saying, I didn't do anything, but you could clearly hear that stick hit the visor. So easy one for the referee to make as he was looking right down on it. And we'll see it here on the replay. It's very clear. Watch right here, right there. You see that stick get right up into the face of the Gatineau defenseman. So now a huge opportunity for the Olympiques with a long 5-on-3.
Hubin to take the draw against Petru. Puck loose, Legostayev moves it back for Dumas-Larouche. Petru, his shot off the stick of Deitch over the glass, out of play.
Now the 67's trying to bait Gatineau into taking a minor penalty. Good job by Bedkowski, Hubin, and Caleb Deitch. Closing down that triangle, blocking the shot that came through.
Clean win by the 67's. Bedkowski sends it 200 feet. Jeremy Dumas-Larouche. Petru. Boissel inside the Ottawa zone, back to the point. Dumas-Larouche all the way across. Legostayev's one-timer, turned away by Nelson. Here's Legostayev back to the point. Dumas-Larouche across. Petru. Legostayev back to the point. Dumas-Larouche shot hits the right pad of Nelson, and the net comes off its supports as the Olympiques press with the two-man advantage.
Jaden Nelson made a huge stop going from left to right off the one-timer. The Olympiques stick with it and get another shot through right here. Quick shot, Nelson again at the top of the blue paint. Getting a piece of that, then the net comes off its moorings. And play is blown down. We'll have a face-off to the left of Jaden Nelson.
Petru and Hubin in the face-off circle once again. Clean win. Dumas-Larouche across Legostayev. Legostayev, Dumas-Larouche had the gun cocked. There's a shot. Goes off the leg of Hubin, who is sprawled in front, and it hit the end glass. Legostayev down low. Petru sent that across for Sege. Bouncing puck right into Nelson.
Well, they've killed off a minute of this 5-on-3 so far. A couple good opportunities for the Olympiques off long shots with Jaden Nelson right there every time. You can see how tight that triangle is from the 67's. You get three fresh bodies out there now. Sema, Buick, Frank Morelli out there to try and kill the 25 seconds off the first one. Get Nick Whitehead back on the ice.
Fresh legs out there as Beausoleil changes up, gets his number 2 unit out there. Alley moves that across. There's a quick shot by Russi. Goes off a stanchion, takes a funny hop. There's another quick shot and turned away by Nelson. Alley at the near point. Moves it. Here's Russi. Back for Alley in the middle. His shot goes wide on the glove side of Nelson. Time ticking away. 34 seconds left. First man, Whitehead, out of the penalty box for the 67's. 27 seconds remaining in the second minor to Vandenberg. Puck leaks out right in front of the Ottawa goal. Florent for Alley. Florent, top of the circle, tries to move in. Loose puck, picked up by Buick, and he got it to neutralize. Florent moves back in the Ottawa zone. Florent still with it. Along the wall, goes down low. Another quick shot. Nelson has it between his right arm and his body, and he holds on for another face-off. The 67's really providing a desperate effort in front. We'll be back, one apiece, Ottawa and Gatineau.
Now, Jaden Nelson doing a great job on that last one. Made the stop. He wasn't really sure where the puck was, but he got enough of it to squeeze it between his arm and his body as the Vandenberg penalty expires.
67's successful in killing off a two-man advantage by the Olympics. Sear with it. Comes back near side. McClellan toward the net. That puck knocked down by Bedkowski. All the way down low for Dagenet. Dagenet cycles it for Sear. Sear pinned up against the boards in the corner by Bedkowski. All the way back to the point. Quick shot, glove down there by Nelson as the puck came in from the point in Jan Gaudreau. Now we'll take a break. 4:45 left to go here in the second period. We're tied at 1.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
Dylan Alley opened the scoring, 2:59 into the opening period to give the Gatineau Olympiques a 1-0 lead on the power play. And then Philip Ekberg tied it at 7:50 of the second period, which is exactly where we stand with 4:45 remaining here in the middle frame. Right off the face-off, Dagenet rolled that one right into the Ottawa goaltender, and now he's going to get a penalty for roughing, and Ottawa will go on the power play as Andre Rummel showed ultimate patience and draws the penalty.
Yeah, you're not going to get under the skin of Andre Rummel, that's for sure. Very mild-mannered out there. But this is where the referees have to come into play and take control. You can't have that extra stuff after the whistle. And you'll see Dagenet, that shot right there was the second shot. And that's what they want to avoid, because that's where stuff can really spill over and start to cause problems.
So Ottawa on the power play, Sema, Morelli, McHugh, Ekberg, and Rummel out there on the ice trying to give, puck not dropped fairly, so they'll do it all over again. And now, Alexandre Carbonneau taking an opportunity, a little bit of a liberty there as Morelli was down on the ice, and now they keep chatting. So McHugh in the circle, this time against Simon Xavier Sear. And a clean win by the Olympiques. And the puck sent the length of the ice by Michel Misselerdnit. Rummel Goes right wing side. Sema gets to center, feeds it in. Carbonneau in after it. Hit into the glass by Morelli. And the bouncing puck sent right back to center ice. Andre Rumo waits for everybody to get back into position as he starts away. Rumo goes far side. Sema slaps it in. Shaikov behind his own goal, sends it around the boards, ends up at the point. Rumo sends it right back in. Morelli couldn't make a play. Puck again around the boards, near side along the wall for McHugh. McHugh and Ekberg. Play catch. Rink wide pass into the skates of Sema. Centering pass, bouncing puck out in front. Sear tried to get it out. McHugh finds Ekberg into the corner. Sema. There's a chance. The one-timer by McHugh blocked in front. And the 67's unable to keep it in. 45 seconds remaining in the Ottawa power play. Nelson with the long pass. Ekberg sends it in, and the 67's called for icing with the man advantage. A coach's nightmare.
No, it's going to be offside, I believe, Dan.
Oh! Ekberg was on the wrong side of center when the call was made.
Yeah, face-off just in front of the penalty box on the far side of the 67's bench.
Kuda all alone here on the near side. Face-off in the far corner. Here's a chance for Foster. Moves in, fired that one. And that partially blocked by Drew McLennan. Back to the line of Skokagin. Across Whitehead for Foster and Whitehead. Top of the circle. Whitehead in the corner for Foster. Foster all the way back. 20 seconds in the Ottawa man advantage. Foster back out. Vandenberg leaves it for Skokagin. They'll come at near side. Kuda down low for Whitehead. Whitehead all the way back to the line of Skokagin, trying to tee up the shot. The one-timer! And Shaikov might have got a piece of that one to deflect it over the glass. But the 67's coming close with the man advantage. Just 3 seconds left in their power play.
Yeah, he got a big piece of it here, and you'll see the 67's move it around. Set up this one-timer. Great shot by Kuda. But Shaikov right there gets a piece of it, deflects it up into the netting. 3 seconds now. You've got to be careful. Watch the Gatineau player come out of the penalty box. Be aware of that. Bedkowski's on that far side.
Bedkowski has it now. His ripper blocked. Good defensive play there by Seguin. But he felt that one. Back out in front once again. Shot blocked by the Gatineau defense as Foster with an opportunity just after the penalized player had stepped back onto the ice. Here's Dagenet. Tried to feed that one through. Whitehead there to block it. Pass behind Foster, ends up on the stick of Carbonneau. All the way across far side. Gaudreau. Puck into the Ottawa end of the ice. Nelson plays that one all the way to neutral ice.
Yeah, and he had to because Bedkowski not familiar with the bounces here. He thought that was going to rim all the way around. He started peeling off to the far corner, but it bounced straight out. Good job, heads-up play by Jaden Nelson to get that puck out of the zone.
Spitznagel moved it up. Whitehead feeds it in, heads for the Ottawa bench. Dumas-LaRouche there back at the line. Morelli tried to throw that one toward the net, didn't really get all of it. And Boissel carries the puck inside the Ottawa zone. Chitteroni there to break that up, play it off the boards to center. Buick, minute 25 left in the period. Buick, left wing pass for Morelli, starts up the middle, comes near side for Chitteroni. Chitteroni. Milisardny played the puck to the far corner. Hubin has it. Hubin trying to tie it up. Dubé has got him all worked up. And back the other way comes Florent. Florent at center. Runs into nothing but red, white, and black Chitteroni. There to pick up the pieces. Florent keeps the puck alive inside the Ottawa zone. His shot stopped by Nelson. The rebound just over the stick of Maxime Dubé, and a penalty coming to the 67's as Dubé hooked on the play, and Zach Hubin will go in the box.
Yeah, and Ottawa's lucky that puck didn't end up in the back of the net. And luckily, Hubin was theirs. Good shot right here, rebound, and Hubin gets the stick into the body of Dubé and ensures that that puck doesn't cross the line. So that's a penalty you're okay with taking right there, preventing a goal, but now they're gonna have to kill off a penalty. 49.9 left to go in period number 2, and we'll see if this power play carries over into the third.
They've already killed off a 2-man advantage here in the second period as Bedkowski sends the puck the length of the ice. Shaikov goes far side onto the stick of Petru. Petru for Dubé. In deep, Petru couldn't beat Bedkowski to the puck. Here's Dumas LaRouche. Fell at the blue line. Able to keep the puck alive. Petru back forward, Dumas LaRouche. Dumas LaRouche walks in, top of the circle. Fired that one. Blocked by the 67's. Deitch got it to the line. Petru kept it in. Dumas LaRouche for Alley. Moved that across. A couple of great stops by Nelson. 3, in fact, as the 67 send the puck the length of the ice to effectively end the period.
Now, Jaden Nelson has come up huge in this game a number of times. And right there to end the second period. 3 massive stops to keep this game knotted at 1. We'll have a look right now on the replay as Gatineau moves the puck around. Here's the shot by Ali. Gets it to the net. Second opportunity stopped, and a third one gets down the ice. The 67's escape the end of the second period. And this game knotted at 1 through 40 minutes of play.
Halfway through that second period, we were saying that 67s were dominating in the shots on goal department. At that point, 10-4. But the 67s got no more shots on goal from that point. They have 10 in the second period for a 2-period total of 20. And the Olympiques turned it on. 15 shots on goal in the second frame for a 40-minute total of 23.
And it's going to be a test of will here in the third period. Both teams skating very well. Ottawa kind of turned the tables in the second period and got back to their game and really took it to the Olympiques for a while before, like you mentioned, momentum changed and Gatineau started firing the puck. They got a couple of power play opportunities, but still nothing by Jaden Nelson that period, and Ottawa got 1 to tie things up.
I think the catalyst for the change in that period was the 2-man advantage that the Olympiques had. They generated a few chances, but still unable to get more than the 1 goal behind Jaden Nelson in the 67's net. Let's go down to ice level. Once again, here's Rowan McCarthy.
Thank you very much, Dan. I'm joined at ringside by Sam McHugh. Sam, I actually wanted to do this interview the first day you got here, but unfortunately you got injured. How are you feeling now that you're back in the lineup?
Yeah, it's great. Obviously, it sucks being injured and coming to a new team and you don't really know anyone, and it sucks to get injured in the first game. But I think that helped me out when I came here. Guys were good. Guys are good to me. They welcomed me pretty easily. Good coaching staff and training staff really helped me when I was injured, and it's good to be back and playing.
You're playing a team from the Q tonight. Obviously, not something that happens that often. Is there a difference in the style potentially that you're seeing with this team at all?
Just another hockey team. It's obviously a little different playing. You don't really know the players. It's a different playing a Q team, but you just take it as another game, and we treat it as another game, another win.
Does that mean you lean on the pre-scout a little bit more, just knowing what the coaches have seen in tape?
Yeah, they built something pretty good for us, and we watch it as a group, and just another hockey game, like I said, and systems are just the same other teams do, so it's nothing different.
1-1 tie. What do you want to see from your team in the third?
Yeah, a little pushback. Come out here and maybe go to the net. More shots on net probably, and just play hard.
All right, thank you very much, Sam. Good luck in the third.
Thank you.
That was Sam McHugh for the Ottawa 67's. Not really one of the new guys, but because of the injury, feels like he's still very new. Here in Ottawa, the score 1-1 after 2 periods of play. The Ottawa 67's the only goal in that period. You're watching Ottawa 67's hockey on Rogers TV.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888-TAXI-GUY or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
If you're looking for straightforward recipes that are surefire crowd pleasers and really delicious, I hope you'll tune in to Season 5 of my show, Paula Roy's Favorite Foods on Rogers TV. There's everything from mouth-watering salads to delicious make-ahead meals, lots of baking, even some pickles, and I'm sure there's something for everyone in this season's lineup. I'll offer some ideas to help make your time in the kitchen more effective and fun, and perhaps you'll even watch it with your whole family.
I love being a champ. I am a member of the Warham's Child Amputee Program. Through CHAMP, I get the artificial limbs I need to participate in everyday activities. I'm always growing, so I always need new devices.
Support and helpful information on living with an amputation is available to me anytime.
I get to meet other kids that are just like me. It's your donations that make the Warham's CHAMP program possible. Thank you.
Are you a content creator looking to expand your audience and make your voice heard in your community? Rogers TV wants to provide you with a platform to share your hobbies, interests, and stories for free. Visit us to find out more.
Lots of excitement in that.
Welcome back inside the arena at TD Place. Ottawa and Gatineau tied at 1 after 40 minutes of play. I'm joined at ringside now by Colin Zappia. Colin, after a couple years away, this rivalry is living up to it here with an exciting game.
I guess so. I mean, these two teams, they haven't played each other, but they certainly hate each other. There's lots of chatter, lots of stuff after the whistles. An exciting game, big crowd here too, and Gatineau's got a lot of fans in the building as well, which makes it for a great atmosphere.
One of the things that's interesting about the Q is they abolished fighting. So I'm not sure exactly whether we're abiding by that rule tonight, but that clearly changes the way we're approaching things as two teams.
Yeah, so they're playing Ontario Hockey League rules, but the no fighting is in effect. So you can't fight. If you fight 2, 5, 10 in a game misconduct. So the players have to be aware of that. It'll be the same thing tomorrow. Like the Q rules, but the no fighting, of course, will be in place in Gatineau as well.
I think you have to. It feels like a major disadvantage if one team is not allowed to regularly and all of a sudden they get grabbed, right?
Yeah, exactly. So they have to play that way. They've got a linesman and referee from both leagues, so very fair across the board.
Now, Ottawa doing a lot offensively. They're moving their feet, they're moving the puck well, but they're struggling to get the shots off at times. Gatineau really collapsing around that net.
Yeah, I sort of just mentioned to Brent Sullivan as he was walking by me after the first period and say, you guys play a really smothering type game, and he says, yeah, we really do. And you can see that. They're on top of the 67's right away. As soon as someone has the puck from the 67's, there's 1 or 2 guys that go right towards them. They're not giving them any time and space. And in the defensive zone, they certainly collapse down in front of the net. They're blocking a lot of shots. They're getting sticks in the lanes, deflecting pucks away. So doing a very, very good job at that. Ottawa's got to battle through that, and that's a great test for this young team.
Now, Jasper Kuda, back from the World Juniors, has 3 goals and 2 assists in his first 3 games back with Ottawa. He seems like a man on a mission. Seems like that tournament really woke something up in him.
I mean, he was on a tear before he left for that, but you go to those tournaments like that and you excel in a tournament where it's best on best, you certainly come back with a lot of confidence, and he's showing that on the ice. He's a guy that they're really going to count on for offense down the stretch here.
He had that shot on the power play. It was an absolute zinger. Shaikov, great job to get a blocker on that, punch it away. I think he's also looked very good.
Yeah, he has, and he made a really good stop right there, going from side to side on that one-time pass from the top down to the side, and Kuda got it away really quickly. Kind of went through him a little bit. He got it enough of it, though, to deflect it up and out of play, but the only mistake Shaikov's made tonight was on that goal. He likes to come out and play the puck. We can see that. He gave the puck away, kind of a loose play, and Vandenberg got it back to the front of the net, and they got the goal. Now, the 67's have to change things up. If they're going to dump the puck in, they've got to get it up on the glass so Shaikov cannot come out and play the puck.
Now, turning to the trade deadline a little bit, just to talk about Ottawa, they bring in two guys, Bedkowski and Sima. I'll add Spitznagel because he was a signing around the deadline. Yeah. All three guys over 6 feet tall. I think it's pretty clear size was a factor this deadline for Ottawa.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you're going to make a long run in the playoffs, you've got to have some forwards that are big and strong and can play that physical type game. They already picked up Sam McHugh a couple months ago. Get him back tonight, which is great, but you pick up three guys that have size. You get another guy in the back end that's a big body. They've already got some big bodies back there, but Bedkowski can throw the weight around. And then up front, you get Nick Sima, who has that championship experience. That's going to bring a lot to this dressing room as well as they go down the stretch. They try to make that long run in the playoffs.
We know this isn't a young team, but it is a new team, as we've discussed in the past, and I think that experience is key. The Memorial Cup experience of Sima, Bedkowski's been to the finals in the OHL. I think that adds to this group, which is just new.
Yeah, it certainly does. I mean, you do have a lot of first-year players on this roster. It's something we've been talking about all season long, but they're not playing like first-year guys. However, when you get into the postseason, it ratchets up a little bit. The intensity goes up. So you've got to have those guys that have that experience and going on long playoff runs. It really adds another element to that room that wasn't there before. You've got guys that have been there, that understand what has to be done and understand the work ethic it takes to get there.
All right, well, Colin, thank you so much for joining us. That was our second intermission chat here in the nation's capital. The score 1-1 between Ottawa and Gatineau in this cross-CHL matchup. You're watching Ottawa 67's hockey on Rogers TV.
Welcome to Ottawa in the Know. I'm Julie Finley. I'm happy to be here to show you everything from bike trails to kitchen tales and all the things in between that make Ottawa so great.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Hi, I'm Ian Taylor, Director of Hockey Development with Ontario Minor Hockey. Today we look at the crossover and drive wide.
The crossover and drive wide involves a fake followed by a lateral crossover and quick acceleration past the defender. Using a combination of head, body, and stick fakes, the puck carrier fakes to the inside. Once the puck is outside, accelerate using quick and powerful crossovers to drive from outside back inside. On the forehand side, keep two hands on the stick. On the backhand side, throw the puck wide and catch it with one hand on the stick. Extend your arms away from your body, cupping the puck with the blade of the stick. Keep your head up and read options and pressure.
Check out more Chalk Talk episodes on Rogers TV and more drills and resources at omha.net.
Very good.
Hi, I'm Meg, and this is Fit Finley. Join me for Season 3 of Fit Over 50 with Meg, exclusively on Rogers TV. You're going to love the workouts that I lead you through. We're going to be using resistance bands, weights, your own body weight, and a chair. These workouts are for people over the age of 50, but no matter what age you are, you're going to love them. Can't wait to see you then.
Welcome back to Ottawa 67's Hockey on Rogers TV. Here's your second period scoring summary. Just like in the first, only one goal to talk about. This one, Philip Ekberg's 16th of the season, coming at .750. The assists go to Sean Kingwell and Thomas Vandenberg. Shots in the second, 15-10 in favor of Gatineau. They really got a lot back in that 5-on-3 opportunity. Shots in total, 23-20 in favor of Gatineau. Let's take a look at Ekberg's goal here in the highlights. Interesting play, as Colin mentioned live. The dump in goes on goal, and Shaikov elects to play it. Turns it over to Vandenberg, who swings it in front, and then Ekberg, all the space in the world to tuck that one around the outstretched pad of Shaikov. That brings Ottawa to even at 1. Ekberg having an absolutely phenomenal season after being drafted in the 7th round of last year's draft by the Carolina Hurricanes. As I said, 1-1 the score here after 2. You're watching Ottawa 67's Hockey on Rogers TV.
invited to join us for an hour to give. Each week we talk about philanthropy, time, talent, and treasure. You'll learn about what's happening in your community. Join us then.
Hey, I'm Dave, and I absolutely loved camp. Why do we do this? Why do we go out here with the bugs, the bears, skunks chasing you, poison ivy, ticks, you name it. Why do we do it? Because we love it. I love it. I wanted to take my passion for filming and the outdoors and combine them, and that's why I'm here. Maybe it's a mistake. I don't know.
Hi, I'm Ian Taylor, Director of Hockey Development at Ontario Minor Hockey. Today we're going to talk about speed with the puck.
The most important thing to remember is to eliminate unnecessary stick handling and underhandle the puck. This is an open ice or breakaway technique where the player pushes the puck with one hand on the stick in order to skate at full speed. The puck should be out in front of the body and off to the side. Push the puck ahead on the backhand with the bottom edge of the stick blade. The stick hand extends at the elbow and pushes the puck forward. The hands stay out of the area in front of the hips, and this allows for long, powerful strides. Underhandling is a key skill to maintain speed and allows the player to keep their eyes up and to read the play around them.
Check out more Chalk Talk episodes on Rogers TV and more drills and resources at OMHA.net.
Very good.
Well, here's your out-of-town scoreboard. A busy night tonight in the OHL, 9 games in total. Peterborough a 2-1 lead over Brantford in the second period. Kitchener has a 5-4 lead over Saginaw, also in the second. North Bay, 4-1 lead over Oshawa in the second. Windsor up 3-1 over the home Erie Otters in the second period. Brampton and Kingston are tied at 1 in the second period. London up 3-1 over Sarnia, and I'll pause there just because another Ottawa native, Kale Ossipenko, getting his start there with Sarnia. He was signed just earlier today. A couple more games to go through. Flint trailing 6-2 to the Sudbury Wolves. And finally, Sault Ste. Marie and Guelph tied at 1 in the second. Here in the nation's capital, the score 1-1 between Ottawa and Gatineau. The battle of the Ottawa River only heating up as we go forward. Let's see who wins this first matchup of 2. You're watching Ottawa 67's hockey on Rogers TV.
Welcome to Ottawa in the Know. I'm Julie Finley. I'm happy to be here to show you everything from bike trails to kitchen tales and all the things in between that make Ottawa so great.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com.
The Snowsuit Fund is an incredible charity here in Ottawa that is grassroots. It's a simple mission. Let's make sure all kids in Ottawa who need them get snowsuits. The Snowsuit Fund gets no government funding, which is why the 50-50 is so critical in raising funds to help the Snowsuit Fund buy snowsuits. Today we're going to change someone's life. Someone is going to win over $500,000, and the Snowsuit Fund is going to make sure they have enough funds to buy kids snowsuits every winter.
We have got Chantel on the phone. Good morning, Chantel. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing really good.
Very good. Now, we know that you are a big supporter of the Snowsuit Fund, and you bought a ticket for the 50-50 way back in November, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Yes.
that was been a while.
Yes. No, it's really awesome.
You want to
No.
say it? You want to say it? Come on,
Chantel!
Chantel, you're the winner! You're the winner! And of course, it's all in support of the Snowsuit Fund, so a lot of snowsuits going to a lot of young kids now, and you're a part of that support. You're the big winner. It is official. Chantel, over $500,000. Congratulations!
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Welcome back inside the arena at TD Place. You're watching Ottawa 67's hockey here on Rogers TV. We are ready to get going for this all-important third period between Ottawa and Gatineau. Here to take you through it, Dan Mooney and Colin Zappia.
Thank you very much, Rowan and Zap. You know, even though the building might be falling apart, the 67's are not. They're in this one. They knew that they were coming into a tough game against the Olympiques, who had absolutely nothing to lose, and they're playing that way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's crazy when you look at the standings, and you would never think a game like this would be occurring. But you pit, a very good Ottawa team against their crosstown rivals playing in another league, and it changes everything. And that's the thing you can't play these games on paper. And I'm sure, a lot of the fans in here were looking at the standings, looking how things were going. But it's turned out to be a great hockey game. We've got a big crowd on hand too, so a lot of intensity expected here in period number 3, and the Olympiques will start in minute 11 on the power play, and Ottawa's going to have to do a good job on the penalty kill, which, as I mentioned in the second period, has been a lot better as of late, and they are doing a great job here tonight. They allowed that first one in the first period, but that's the only one. Let's see if they can take control of this last minute 11 and get back on the offense.
Kuda, Foster, Buick, and Morelli out there trying to kill off the remaining minute and 11 on the power play. Petru, Boissel, Maxime Dubé up front with Dumas LaRouche and Dylan Alley on the points. Alley has it for the Olympiques. Back for Dumas LaRouche. Alley on the left wing side at the Ottawa line, plays it in. Dubé sends it in deep. 67's have it near side. Foster finds a lane, sends it the length of the ice, and now Kuda after Dumas LaRouche, who plays it up the right wing side for Petru. He goes rink wide for Dubé over the Ottawa line. Alley in there after it. Puck comes all the way back to the near side. Boissel for Dumas LaRouche into the corner. Alley back for Dumas LaRouche. His wrister right into the glove of Jaden Nelson.
Yeah, and that's a great job right there by Nelson, getting out on top of the blue paint, but also by the defenseman keeping that lane clear, and that long shot from Dumas LaRouche right there. Nelson can see that one all the way into his glove and makes the save to get the faceoff. 29 seconds to go here with the man advantage for Gatineau.
Clean win by the Olympiques. Dumas LaRouche. Alley right along the ice looking for a tip in front. Dubé was being bothered there by Bedkowski. Into the skates of Petru. Back to Dumas LaRouche. His wrister off the end glass, wide of the target. Petru sends it rink wide. Alley couldn't keep it alive. 5 seconds left to go in the Ottawa penalty. So the 67's look like they might get away with killing off another one. Here's Gaudreau. Gaudreau moved it to the open wing. Bowes plays it along the boards all the way down the ice, and Ottawa will take advantage and get some fresh legs out there.
And Gatineau going to slow things down now, come out of the zone, try and gather some speed through the neutral zone. Great job by Cooper Foster.
There's Whitehead. Plays it back. Rummel, rink wide onto the stick of Ishkok again. He comes back near side for Whitehead. Bouncing puck, batted out of the air by Gaudreau. 67's up the middle. Foster. Little outlet pass to Whitehead didn't work. Cox broke that up and was able to fire the puck all the way into the far corner. Ishkok again. Bats it near side for Andre Rummel. Long pass. Whitehead off the boards, down the ice. McLennan, near side. Boissel, pass up the middle, looking for Colin. It didn't work out. Now Buick waits behind his own goal.
Yeah, and that pass hit him somewhere where there was no padding.
Buick for Morelli. Morelli, errant pass up the middle, broken up. Here's Boissel. Boissel tried to get the feed ahead. He had Colin moving toward the net, but couldn't get him the puck.
Yeah, well, Connor Buick stepped up there and made a real nice play, deflecting that puck. As if he didn't, you're right, Colin was gone.
Far side, Legostayev plays it all the way around the boards, near side. Ekberg picks it up, plays it up the middle. Morelli back to Ekberg. Ekberg with some speed tried to split the defense and almost was successful. And the net knocked off its supports as Carbonneau went crashing into it. And we get another stoppage in play.
And that's a result of the speed that Ekberg had coming across the blue line. Watch right here as he splits the two defensemen. And you can see right there, going down was Carbonneau, knocking the net off.
Vandenberg in the face-off circle against Dylan Alley. Carbonneau for Gatineau. Left wing pass. Legostayev to the Ottawa line. No further. Picked up by Vandenberg. Back the other way. Vandenberg puts on the brakes. Comes back to the line. Bedkowski tried to get it toward the net. Didn't work out. Kingwell now with Ekberg. Ekberg on the far side. Ekberg goes rink wide on to the stick of Deach. Shot right on. And Shaikov able to hang on.
Some miscommunication in the defensive zone from the Olympique on that last shift, and that led to that chance for Caleb Deach. Looking for his second in as many games. Long pass across from Philip Ekberg, and that one-timer off the wrong foot right on net.
Dumas LaRouche. Far side. Milosardny goes up the left wing boards. Puck hits the linesman. That was Hunter Gaspar. There's a loose puck out in front. 67's able to dodge a bullet there as the Olympics send the puck back into the Ottawa zone. Kuda. Puck picked up. Petru. Centering pass. Eshkok again on the far side, up the middle for Sema. Sema has it knocked off his stick, and the 67's called on the offside in front of the Olympique bench.
Well, great chance for the Olympique down in the 67's end as this puck ends up just laying there, and Dubé not able to slide home the puck into that empty cage. Good job by the 67's. Swarming the front of the net.
Face off at center. Philip Pilon, the other linesman other than Hunter Gaspar, lining everybody up. Hubin in the circle against Simon Xavier Cyr. Puck is dropped. Cox plays it back. Gaudreau moves it to center. Dagenet took a bump, has the puck for Gatineau at center ice. Sends it in. Buick and him lock horns. Now Buick from Morelli. Pass up the middle, right onto the stick of Spitznagel. Into the corner, Spitznagel goes. McLennan tying him up. Puck comes loose. Dagenet scoops it up, comes near side. Cyr for Dagenet. Dagenet on the right wing boards, plays it in, skates around Morelli. Chitteroni plays it to the far side. Morelli there to pick it up with some space. Nice pass for Chitteroni, and his skates all the way down the ice, and icing called against the 67's.
I'm surprised they called that one icing. That the puck deflected off the skates of Chitteroni right near the red line. And they don't give him the benefit of the doubt right there, so icing the call. The puck will come all the way down, and now these face-off, these offensive zone face-offs are going to get more and more important as time ticks off the clock.
14:57 remaining here in period number 3 of a 1-1 hockey game.
Oh, wow, Hunter Gaspar not having the greatest of time here tonight. Just took the clearing attempt right in the midsection.
Shot off the end boards. Nelson there to hang on to the post on the short side and not allow the Olympic any room to maneuver. Here's Hubin. Hubin at the line, moves in. His wrister off the skates of Dumas LaRouche. Puck scooped up there by Carbonneau. Tried to go up the left wing boards, gets it back. Carbonneau rink wide into the skates of Collin, onto the stick of Caleb Deitch. Deitch for Foster. Foster finds Whitehead. Whitehead with some speed, puts on the brakes, finds Foster, couldn't get the shot away. He's tied up by Collin. Carbonneau trying to dig it out. We've seen a lot of this type of thing tonight. Puck comes back to the line. There's Bedkowski's wrister wide of the target, but Danai Shaikov gloves it down, holds it, and we'll have a face-off when we return. 13:56 left to go in the third of a 1-1 hockey game.
This week on Canada Files, Indigenous leader Phil Fontaine, who was the one who raised the issue of Indian residential schools in Canada and received an apology from the Prime Minister and the Pope.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the arena. TD Place, one apiece. The Gatineau Olympiques and the Ottawa 67's in the Battle of the Ottawa River. It's been revived, and if this game is any indication, Game 2 tomorrow afternoon should be interesting.
Oh boy, is it ever going to be, for sure. You know the atmosphere over there is going to be wild, as it always is. That's a great barn, and it'll be fun once the new rink is built here, modeled after that one, I believe. And that's just a great facility, great place to watch a hockey game, and hopefully the 67's fans will travel over the bridge and get out there and support their team.
McLennan off the glass into the hand of Giovanni Collin. He sends it all the way into the Ottawa zone. Boissel deep into the corner for Hawley. Hawley tied up there by Deitch. Boissel trying to dig the puck loose. Ottawa plays it to the far corner, scooped up there by Bedkowski, up for Kingwell. Kingwell with the far side, his shot off the stick of McLennan over the glass and into the mesh.
And they've got to take advantage of those odd man rushes. A 3-on-2 right there, and no pass was made. That puck just carried all the way up the ice, and a shot that's deflected and goes out of play. As you have a look now at Norm Milley and Dave Cameron looking over the video, and here's the play as Kingwell just carries this one all the way up the ice. You see Vandenberg right there going towards the net, as was Sam McHugh. But not a shot on net. They've got to take advantage of those little opportunities.
Face off to the left of Danai Shaikov, the Kazakhstan native. Sima, bouncing puck in the Gatineau zone, scooped up by Miloserdny. Here's Dagenet over the Ottawa line into the far corner. Heshkok taken out of the play. Dagenet after the bouncing puck. It squeaks loose near side. Dumas LaRouche off the wall. Cox tried to move that one into the middle. Spencer Bowes got in the way of that. Sear with Bowes. Bowes moved it into the middle. Kuda couldn't chop it up. Here's Hishkok again, getting around Miloserdny into the far corner. Cox runs him out of room. Puck still loose. Bows back to the line. Kuda cycles it down low. Sear without a stick. 67's continue to control. Puck goes to the far side. Ishkakagan wasn't expecting the pass, and now the Olympic and the 67's get an opportunity to make changes while the play continues.
Dave Cameron getting very vocal now in the third period. He wants his guys to get going even more. More on the forecheck. Get all over pucks just like Gatineau's been doing all game long.
Here's Buick on the far side after some good work by Ekberg to make that play. Here's Whitehead with it. Comes back to the near point across. Morelli for Buick. Out in the middle in the slot. Cooper Foster left completely alone, but unable to knock the puck down and get a quality scoring opportunity. Legostayev moves it up. Russi plays it into the Ottawa zone. 11.5 to go here in the third. One apiece. Gatineau opened the scoring just 2 minutes and 59 seconds in with the man advantage. Ottawa tied it up in the second. And that's where we find ourselves as the puck goes into the far corner. McLennan tying up Cooper Foster. Whitehead pushes the puck back. Bedkowski tripped up. Power play coming to the 67's as Legostayev will go off for tripping.
Yeah, good job by Bedkowski right there, stepping up, keeping that in and forcing Legostayev to take the penalty. And just as the Olympiques had at the end of the second period, now a great opportunity for Ottawa with the man advantage. Try and take the lead in this game. Their power play still 9th in the Ontario Hockey League at just over 21%.
In the circle, Sean Kingwell against Simon Xavier Cyr. Gatineau wins the draw once again. Puck goes off a couple of bodies, comes near side. Ekberg keeps his body between the man and the puck. A 67's control. That shot by Morelli goes wide around the boards to Ekberg. Down low. Sima tried to take that one out in front and get it past Shaikov. Morelli, far side. Back to the point. Here's Rummel for Morelli. Morelli moves in. They're looking for the tip in front. McHugh couldn't get it to the net. There's another chance, and the tip in front. Sima would love to have that one back as the puck just cradled in the catching glove of Denai Shaikov.
Yeah, you saw him look to the skies after that puck went by him. Here's a long shot from the point. Real good job by Rummel getting that one off. Tough play for a left-handed defenseman on the right side, pulling that puck off the boards and getting it to the net. See Norm Milley right there giving some instruction to one of the defensemen back there. Norm, of course, in charge of the power play.
There's Foster. Foster controls back to the point. Ishkakagan, rink wide near side for Whitehead. Takes it down low. Back out for Ishkakagan along the wall for Vandenberg. His shot right along the edge. Back out in front. Puck loose. Ishkakagan for Kuda scores!
We talked about him in the second intermission, and Jasper Kuda comes through on the power play. 56 seconds into it. It's his 21st of the season and gives the 67's a 2-1 lead, and it came off a massive stop by Gatineau's goaltender. Here's the stop right there, but they take control of the puck, move it across, and Kuda with the goaltender out of position on the one-timer. Makes no mistake, great play by Cohen Ishkakagan to get the puck across, and Kuda gives the 67's a 2-1 lead.
67's last week ended up in 1-goal hockey games. This is a 1-goal hockey game, so 3 of the last 4, the 67's are learning to find different ways to win. Here's Gaudreau, moves that across. McClellan toward the net. His wrister, high and wide. Seguin back out in front. Chitteroni breaks that up and starts away for the 67's. Chitteroni inside the Gatineau zone. Chitteroni still with it. Plays it down deep. Hubin knocks it down. Gaudreau on him. Hubin trying to find Spitznagel. Spitznagel in the corner. Around the boards, back to the point. Buick into the corner for Hubin. Here's Hubin for Spitznagel. Back to Hubin. They cycle it back and forth. They play catch with it amid all kinds of traffic. Back to the line. Morelli's shot. Glove down there by Chayka.
And you can see how much momentum this has given the team. They just don't ever stop, and you can't keep them down for very long. They work the puck down low. Spitznagel gets the puck back to the point, and a one-timer from the point. Hubin was right there, but again, missing the tip opportunity. And a good stop by Shaikov. And Dan, before those 2 1-goal games, well, they lost 4-2 in North Bay, but it was close.
That was an empty netter.
Empty netter. Sault Ste. Marie was 2-1, but before that, 2 shootouts. They won in Oshawa, lost in Kingston. So they've been in some very tight games lately, and a good sign for your team when you come on the winning side. Because in the playoffs, things get really tight. You've got to learn how to win those tight games.
Bows sends it up the wall. Colin tied up. Puck comes loose. Sema with the backhand to the line, but not out. Carbonneau throws that one toward the net, and it's kicked out with the right pad into the far corner by Jaden Nelson. Both teams trying to dig it out. Morelli comes all the way around the boards onto the stick of Spencer Bowes. He gets to center and sends it in. Peels off for a change. Sema bouncing puck out in front. McHugh almost had a good chance there. There's Eshkok again. McHugh knocks it out of the air, plays it back for Andre Rummel. Rummel tried to go rink wide. That pass broken up by Sear. Sear into the middle. Dagenesh couldn't get the shot away quickly enough. Kingwell plays it off the wall to the line. Carbonneau's shot. Big rebound. Comes all the way back out for Sear. There's a shot from a sharp angle by Cox, nowhere near the target. 67's able to get it out, and now here's a 2-on-1. Making a 2-on-2 as Gaudreau comes off the bench. There's Vandenberg, centered that one in front. Sear plays it to the wing out of harm's way. Bedkowski knocked to the ice. Puck stolen. Here's a chance for Ethan Cox. Drops that one back. Bedkowski goes rink wide, and Kingwell had McLennan to deal with. There's a chance. McHugh back into the corner. Kingwell back to the line, and Bedkowski fanned on his one-time pass attempt. Gaudreau plays it off the end glass, off the back of the Ottawa goal, and Caleb Deitch will retrieve the puck and wait for his mates to get in breakout position. Bedkowski plays it into the far corner, near corner. Foster overskated it. Comes back out with it, back to the line. Morelli all the way across. Buick toward the net. That one kicked out by Shaikov. Centering pass by Whitehead. Nobody home. Legostayev goes far side. Morelli takes him out of the play in the corner, and Foster emerges out of the Ottawa zone with the puck, finds Whitehead on the far side, puts on the brakes, throws that one toward the net, and Shaikov had to be sharp. Here's Morelli once again, weaves his way through, finds Whitehead, he shoots it, and Shaikov got a piece of it, deflected it over the glass, and out of play. Ottawa leading by a goal. What a hockey game we've got. 5:50 left here in the third period.
Are you a content creator looking to expand your audience and make your voice heard in your community? Rogers TV wants to provide you with a platform to share your hobbies, interests, and stories for free. Visit us to find out more.
Welcome back to the arena at TD Place. Dan Mooney, Colin Zappia, Rowan McCarthy, and our entire Rogers TV crew. So pleased to have you along for the ride here in Game 1 of the Battle of the Ottawa River. Ottawa leading the Gatineau Olympiques 2-1. 5:50 left to go here in the third period.
Yeah, certainly an interesting game. Both teams playing really well. Both teams playing a lot of pace, and like we mentioned, it has a very playoff-like feel to it.
Puck comes loose. Dubé trying to get there for Gatineau. Dubé stays with it. Morelli stays on him, able to get it off Foster to neutral ice. Here's a steal it, centered by Whitehead. Moves in, fired that one off McLennan. And back come the Olympiques. Seguin plays it in deep. Andre Rummel sidesteps a check there, and the whistle went almost immediately. They're calling a hand pass.
No, the stanchion came off again.
Again?
Yeah, so they're going to need to do a better job of putting that in place this time. Can't have the big hits and it come off right away. Rummel did a real nice job of sidestepping that check from Seguin. And that's what created the issue we have here again.
And the stanchion comes tumbling down.
So they'll try and get this in place better than they did the first time. Surprised that it came down so easily.
And it just tumbled. It just toppled.
And really, they should be bringing out the ladder, getting up there, doing it properly rather than trying to bang it in from ice level. But it seems like they've got it in again. We'll see if it holds up.
Serge Beausoleil on the Gatineau Olympiques bench, the general manager of that hockey club and now the interim head coach, probably for the remainder of this season, I would think.
Yeah, and you know what? It's an eye-opener when you've got the general manager behind the bench calling the shots. You can't take any shifts off, and this team might have been a little bit lackadaisical before he put himself behind the bench, and now there's no more messing around. Guys' jobs are on the line. He's got a keen eye on what's going to be, or what's transpiring on the ice now. And if guys aren't going to give a full effort, then they may not be on the roster next year.
Seguin drops that one. That shot blocked. Petrouche shot Russi with it. Russi throws that one into the middle of the ice, and the 67's are able to clear with a high fly ball to center. Buick. Eshkok again behind his own goal, leaves it for Connor Buick, and the 67's making wholesale changes.
4:15 left to go in the third period. Now everything's got to be smart. Smart in your positioning, smart puck movements, being very careful what you do out there. You don't want to give the other team an opportunity.
67's keep the puck alive at the line. Sema caught the bouncing puck at just the right time and fired it just wide on the stick side of Shakai. Dagenet. Rink wide for Cox on the left wing side. He sends it all the way into the Ottawa zone. Bouncing puck, Morelli leaves it there for Kuda. Finds Bows on the left wing side. Flips it to center. Gaudreau. Far side for Dagenet. Now Morelli has it. 3:20 remaining here in the third period. Whitehead scoops up the puck with some speed. Up the left wing side for the 67's. Gets as far as the Gatineau line, and the puck scooped up by Colin. Here's Ekberg. Couldn't settle the puck down. McLennan plays it for Gaudreau. Gaudreau inside the Ottawa line. Holly sends it all the way in deep. Deitch tried to send that one out. Back out in front. Good play there by Colin to get the puck out in front, and a decent opportunity for the Olympiques to tie this thing up. Colin once again, he's having a great shift. Holly in the far corner. Holly tied up there by Bedkowski. Foster cutting Boissel off. Puck comes loose. Boissel with it behind the Ottawa goal. Boissel off the wall, back to the point. Gaudreau's shot. Blocker stopped by Nelson, and the puck cleared away.
Yeah, good job by Nelson right there. Fighting through traffic. You can see how calm he was on that save. Just getting the blocker on it, punching it out to one of his teammates so they could get it out of the zone and give him a little bit of relief.
Looking for the pass up the middle for Kingwell. 67's caught on the delayed offside, and then Dubé in off the end boards. Nelson astutely picks it up off the dashers on the end boards and holds it for a face-off. And as much as the 67's know the funny bounces, it would appear that the Gatineau Olympiques are starting to learn.
You might see it
bounces here too.
Yeah, for sure. And you're going to see a timeout here. Right now with the offensive zone draw, Brent Sullivan will try and diagram a play.
Do they pull Shaikov now?
Well, they should. This is where you want to do it. You've got an offensive zone draw. Might as well get the goaltender on the bench, get the sixth attacker out there. There's no point in waiting anymore.
Well, Shaikov looks like he's just waiting for an opportunity to get to the bench door.
All gathered around Sullivan. The Ottawa native now trying to get his team back even on the scoreboard. Even on the scoreboard in Brantford is Bulldogs and Pete's all tied up at 3. That's one the 67's fans will be watching, is Ottawa and Brantford tied with 61 points coming into this one.
With the Bulldogs having a game in hand. Face off to the left of Nelson. Boissel for Gatineau. Vandenberg for the 67's. Legostayev for Dubé. Puck scooped up there by Kuda. Flipped the length of the ice, and icing waved off. Legostayev near side for Boissel. Sent into the Ottawa zone. Buick throws it into the near corner. Bouncing puck. Petru couldn't make a play. Here come the 67's. Foster had Morelli, couldn't get him the puck. Good defensive play there by Dumas LaRouche. 67's get the puck out. 1:18 left here in the third period, and the Olympique net empty.
Good battle on the boards right there. Killing time off the clock. I'm surprised the referee's letting it go that long before blowing it down.
Finally did.
Morelli with a great job. Good feet. Jasper Kuda in there as well.
So with the faceoff just outside the Ottawa blue line, do you put Shaikov back into the net?
They're going to, yeah. So he'll come out once the Olympiques can get full control of the puck in the offensive zone.
And they get the puck deep. Shaikov still in the Gatineau goal. Puck cleared to center. Carbonneau unable to keep it alive. 50 seconds remaining here in regulation time.
So up the ice now with control of the puck. Watch for Shaikov to follow to the bench, and there he goes.
Alley plays it in. Funny hop off the end boards once again. Sear was headed toward the front of the net, which is exactly where the puck was going. Puck comes loose. Nelson finds it, holds it.
Now see, back in the old days, you might have a guy who's got a quote-unquote broken stick. You might need to take a little bit of a break. Come to the bench, get a stick change or a fake one. But they won't need to do that. Looks like the 67's have called timeout. And Paul Stojkovic going to go over the defensive zone responsibilities with Dave Cameron, making sure their guys know exactly what is to come after this face-off, win or lose the draw. Brent Sullivan back again, trying to diagram his own play. Will he change things up off the one he did the last time?
This is just, from a coaching perspective, Zap, this is just an opportunity to illustrate to everybody that's going to be on the ice exactly what their job is.
Yeah, giving them a refresher. I mean, these are things you go over in practice all the time. But just giving them a refresher, or if they've seen something during play, maybe they can exploit something from the 67's. All Ottawa's trying to do right now is win this faceoff. Got to win the draw. Vandenberg in there. Get control of the puck, get it out of the zone. Force Gatineau to come back. 199 feet, you don't want to ice the puck.
Buick, puck loose at the Ottawa line, bouncing. 67's able to get it out. Vandenberg, successful. Here's Foster, trying to tie it up along the wall in front of the benches. There's a shot, knocked down by Dumas LaRouche, and that one stung him a little bit. It's still hurting. They're off the goalpost. Kuda almost gave the 67's a guaranteed win, but the horn sounds and Ottawa wins game one of the Battle of the Ottawa River here in the nation's capital.
Well, real good, solid effort from the 67's. Congratulating their goaltender right now. Didn't look so good early on in the first period, but they regained control. They figured out how Gatineau was playing. They counterattacked very well. Changed things up a bit in the first intermission and realized how hard the Olympiques were coming at them and end up with a 2-1 win.
Shots on goal in that third period by the 67's, 12 for a three-period total of 32. And by the Olympiques, just 5 in that final frame for a game total of 28. Jasper Kuda with his 21st of the season gets the winning goal as the 67's win game one of the two-game series, the Battle of the Ottawa River, here at the arena at TD Place. Don't go anywhere, folks. Rowan McCarthy back to wrap things up after the break.
Welcome to Ottawa in the Know. I'm Julie Finley. I'm happy to be here to show you everything from bike trails to kitchen tales and all the things in between that make Ottawa so great.
Hi, I'm Michaela. I'm so happy to have these prosthetic legs. I wear them every day so I can do all the things I love to do. I like to hike, skate, and do gymnastics. Because of your donations, Williams is able to give me these devices. When you donate, you help kids like me. Thank you.
Damian Taylor, Director of Hockey Development with Ontario Minor Hockey. Today we look at the saucer pass.
The saucer pass is a great skill to be used when an obstacle, such as a stick or a player, is on the ice taking away the passing lane. Let's take a look on how to master this skill. A difficult pass to master, the saucer pass requires the puck to fly through